When girls PMS
Tread lightly.
tread
How
lightly
can you understand when you don't bleed every
No,
month?
Ryan really enjoyed this episode. He crying.
Cannot 没你 fall down，你会帮忙。
No, but 丑女 fall down, you also will fall down, will help ah.
Okay. You see nicer. If you ugly, you fall down, nobody can help you.
When my producer asked me to find a woman, right, for this International Women's Day episode, right, I looked through my list of women in my life. I didn't find one.
Only one?
Yeah, only one. Because what I define as a woman, I must have gone through all stages of life.
Right.
You get me?
But then she already divorced you.
Anyway, when I was thinking about a woman in my life, I was thinking about pet.
Wow.
Very on.
So pet, right, is
The girlfriend, not the girlfriend, not even the first woman in your life.
First girl.
Yeah,
The girlfriend is girl.
girlfriend.
So this is woman friend.
Woman friend. So among all my female friends, right? Sorry to all my other female friends. I respect her the most. I respect her.
Wow.
And she's also one of my closest female friends.
Every week I see y'all go out eat never invite me.
Invite you for what? We got high limit. Okay, so today we are doing International Women's Day. We are addressing gender stereotype.
And also because if the three of us just do without pet, we confirm get cancelled.
Come on.
Yeah, 100%.
So today you talk.
I'm here to save that.
Okay, Pat, why not you introduce yourself first?
Okay, hi, my name is Patrina. I'm often known as John's wife.
Not today.
Most of the time lah.
Today you are Ryan's most respected woman.
I want to say at first when he asked me to come, right, I'm a bit offended. I said, oh, why don't you ask the rest of your friends lah? Because you got a lot of influencer friends ma. They said, oh, they are not women. Then I'm like, is it because I'm old? Are you saying because I'm old?
I say it. For me, women must go through all stages of life. Just like I see men, right, after they finish army, have a career, then I consider them as men.
That's when they get old lah.
Basically.
That's where he saved himself lah.
Right.
Happy to be here to talk about gender stereotype.
Yes, correct. So when we put this question on our Q&A, right, it was a very heated argument. A lot of people put in their stereotypes that they receive.
Mostly women or men?
Actually, both got. So I'm going to say out some from my memory lah. You all see, you all agree. Okay. One of the most common one I say, woman must cook.
Wow.
Men don't need to cook.
No.
Huh? As in what?
I don't agree.
Woman must learn how to cook.
No lah, no
I
need.
Don't agree.
My girlfriend's cooking terrible.
Then on the same grain, right, I also say only men can be chef. Women cannot. So I don't understand.
Yeah, who say?
A lot of people say.
You see the culinary war?
Yeah.
The goddess chef.
Then,
also woman ma.
then they also say men cannot cry.
I never cried before.
Oh, really? I tell you.
I never cried before.
Guys, I just want to say many times in this office, I only saw one person.
Yeah, men don't cry.
Yeah, men don't cry.
Okay.
They just sweat through our eyes.
Yeah, it's like
Sweat.
spicy.
Why y'all don't be vulnerable? Why is it so hard to be vulnerable?
No, it's just built like that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a bit hard. Actually, there was one time, right, I met you very shortly after that.
Yeah.
Leaving your house, right, 30 seconds I cried.
Why?
Yeah, he
There
told
was
me
a-
the next day. I felt so bad.
There was a
Incident.
Right,
then
right.
I went to their house. It's not an argument between us. It's just an incident.
Like you feel stressed, then you go
That
over
we
to
are
chill.
going through.
Yeah, we are
And
going
he
through.
just feel bad.
Not you fall down, then scratch a bit, then you cry. That kind.
Then the moment I say I go back first because I felt my tears coming. Right. The moment she closed the door, I pressed the lift.
Then he told me the next day.
I tried to tahan. I don't want.
Oh, you cry for them.
I cried because of the incident.
Because of the incident.
It was very stressful.
Right.
The producer have prepared some questions for me to ask Pat. So he say, if you could swap genders for a day, what is the first thing you would do?
Wow.
Swap gender for a
Then
day.
you be a man.
No, I will still choose to be a woman.
Wow.
Really?
So you do nothing lah, basically. You just go through a normal life lah.
Correct. I
Nothing
will
changed.
not do anything about
Really,
it.
ah?
I like my life.
Oh.
I feel that being man, right, there's a lot of expectation that's held against you guys.
Right.
More than a woman.
Wow, shout louder.
And
Say louder.
That's why I respect her. Because she can put herself in a man's shoe.
Correct.
Honestly, if you let me change, right, I
You'll
would
be
want to
woman.
be man or woman forever.
Yeah lah, I hope you change.
remain? What do you mean remain?
That
Like
means
you
if I
want to
can swap,
be a woman, not remain.
Yeah, I want to That if I swap right
Yeah.
for just one day, but I want to remain. I don't want to swap back. I don't want to swap. What is a moment that make you proud to be a woman?
Wow.
All this question
Good
like,
question,
yeah,
ah.
like 这个 already, ah.
We are
producer is a
woman,
woman.
ah.
Oh.
Okay, I feel that I don't have it because most of the time the stereotype for women, right, the proudest moment is where they give birth. Honest. Like if not, what do you do that will make you stand out more than a man? Actually, we are quite equal, lah, I feel. But the only thing that women can do is give birth. But unfortunately, I cannot. Silence. Yeah.
I don't
It's
dare
just
to.
tougher
I never
for
knew
me.
that.
Okay, last question. Who is a woman that inspires you and why?
Inspire me, I think, okay lah, very cliche, but ideally it's my mum. Because I feel that she have went through a very rough patch in life. My father not a very good man. I can openly say that. Yeah, like not very...
Yeah, I met all of them.
Yeah, I feel like in the early days
Okay.
when you're creating a family,
Yeah.
the support that you need from a husband, he didn't provide.
Right,
So my mum really picked up everything for herself. Like even change light bulb, right? Usually gender stereotype again is men's job, right?
Yes.
Right? They should know how to do.
Wow,
But no,
by
my
right,
father
right.
never do one.
Wow.
If the light spoil means the light spoil. Then my mum will go and make the effort to go and learn how to change and everything.
I think that's the proud moment of being a woman.
Yeah.
Really, that's what I meant by like, you know.
I think resilience.
Right.
I think women have stronger resilience. I feel lah. We go through different set of things as compared to men, but we emotionally stronger. I feel.
Yeah. I agree.
True.
I agree. Now we can dive into our audience story. So this one a lot of people ask, okay, but it's related to this story lah. Jess, 31-year-old, said this story. Women must give birth, stay home, take care of kids, while men go out and work. Not every woman wants to be housewife, and not every man want to be the sole breadwinner. Some women want to focus on their careers, and some men want to be stay-at-home dad. Parenting and earning money are responsibilities both men and women can share. I know this couple where the wife is a high-flying lawyer and the husband decided to stay at home to take care of the kids. People will always look at them weirdly like, hey, why isn't she the one staying at home? So that's the story.
I agree with the first statement.
But women stay at home.
No, woman give birth.
Okay. the what? Only
man cannot give birth.
废话。
他讲啦，
你讲我废话。
他讲了，好像 man 要 give birth 也是要 share 那个 responsibility.
Right.
But I think from this story, what I hear, the first thing that I noticed, right, was how old the person was.
Yes.
You can tell.
You can tell one.
Yeah, you can tell.
Because the person, right, was how old? 31 years old. You can tell one. Because I think this stereotype is more related to like olden days, more traditional. Nowadays, nobody think this kind of thing one. Now I feel like every individual has their own aspirations, their own career.
But both of you want to have kids, right?
Yeah.
So in future, your wife want to go out work.
Yeah.
You're all okay with that?
It's good.
Okay, then my
So that I don't need to-
question is, who take care of the kids?
Who take care?
Both of us.
You help me take care.
Isn't it not a shared responsibility?
Yeah, it's a shared.
It is, but both of you are at work. Then how?
Then we have to figure something out.
Yeah lah.
The child stay at home.
No lah, there's helper, there's childcare, there's so many
Hey,
things.
you are the one that read the question
Hello.
你什么不带的
I was neglected as a child.
Okay.
I don't have the experience.
Now we know how old is Ryan.
Ay,
Very old.
When I was young, both my parents work also.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I'm put in a childcare.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, nothing. I don't see anything wrong lah. So it's good to put your kids in childcare.
You got your childcare eat all the. Okay, but Pat, let's say I ask you, if let's say you go at work, you all got a child, then John want to stay home then. You okay?
I think have to be pragmatic lah. Who earns more lah? Like at your job, who can earn more
True.
and who is doing a better job? Like as in, if your career progression is way better, and then let's say lah, maybe the guy earning half.
Yeah.
Less than half.
Yeah.
Then how? Of course, the guy stay at home lah. But it must be agreed.
Yeah,
with
Yeah,
the
of course,
person.
of course.
It cannot be that, because you earn less, right, you stay at home.
I think that's the mindset.
Yeah. No, cannot. I think it's more like earn more. Give me some slack lah.
Yeah.
I would do the money making things.
Yeah.
And then you stay at home. But then
you
when
must
I'm
ask whether
free,
they're okay or not
yeah,
first.
of course. But when I'm free, right, I will take over. Then maybe from our point of view, you take care a bit more. Because I have to earn the money. If you put more of your time in your career, right, then I put more time at home, then don't make sense, ma. The money also won't match. Then we both will have a hard time.
Right.
Must compromise here and there, lah.
Right.
But I think in the older days, people draw the line very clearly.
Yeah.
So they feel that like if you take care of the child, means you take care of the child,
Yeah.
and I work. And then when they come back, they feel the privilege to be like, hey, because I work the entire day, I provide the dough, right? Then if the kid cry, you go lah. So then we realized that in the recent time when we asked a lot of our friends, like for example, at night, both of you work, the kid cry, who go? No, a lot of them say take turns. So maybe you do tonight, then I do tomorrow night. So it's very equal now already, I
It's
feel.
very fair lah.
It's very fair.
I never believe in this sole breadwinner kind of.
Yeah, I also don't
I don't believe because what if one day, right? Let's say, sorry, if I'm the sole
Not
breadwinner,
plastic.
You lost your job.
我死掉 or I lost my job. Then how?
Oh yeah.
It don't make sense. Yeah, GG already. Then it just ends there, man.
I think if there's this kind of scenario, then insurance is very important lah. Like,
哎呦，
我不是卖 insurance 的，我不是。I feel that like if you are so breadwinner, if you are going to look after the house, you must look at all round ma. So you also
Correct,
must think
correct,
about if you die how.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think quite fair lah nowadays.
But I feel that this kind of mindset actually it stems from the olden days. Because why? In the olden days, right, the jobs are more
What,
labor
Correct.
related.
The men must go.
Men have to go ma. No, okay, not that old lah. Not that old. But if you want to date back to then also can lah. You know.
Correct.
Men is
At the ancestor level, right? The men have to go and hunt.
Yeah,
for
probably
food.
last time like he
You
said-
how old?
last time right, when he young, the dad bring back like rabbits. Yeah, you know, like last time don't have like this kind of like sales, marketing.
Maybe,
it's not as popular as
Yeah.
this generation.
Right.
So maybe like last time it's more labor related, man. That's why.
Construction.
Yeah, the guys go out and work, then girls will stay at home because you know don't have this kind of job.
Yeah.
But now the times have changed.
Both of you are as men, right? Will you all be okay to be a stay-at-home dad?
I wish.
Or you can?
If my wife earns like 20,000
Yeah,
a month,
sure.
dude, I stay at home. You go one soccer team of kids, I also take care.
Right.
Won't you feel like people will start to like say like
Alright, like the stereotype，哎，这么男孩子这样出去做工，吃软饭啊，哇，然后你给我那个湿的饭都 OK 啊，什么饭都 OK，
没有煮的也 OK
呀啦
you okay lah, but Nigel not okay.
I'm not okay.
Why
I don't know. I think it's a bit of a man ego problem. Like I'm okay with her earning more than me,
Yeah.
but I'm not okay with staying at home and be like a stay home. That I still like feel like I still must go out and work
Right,
to earn a
right.
bit. Because in any case, let's say what if halfway she don't love me anymore?
Yeah.
Then I got no money.
You're just trying to protect
I'm
yourself.
just trying to protect myself.
Okay lah, I love you lah.
Are you going through something?
Yeah, because for me it's like I believe in passion over money. I'm that kind of person.
Wow.
So I rather do something I
That's why I
like.
pay him $3.50 a month.
Passion at his job.
Yeah, so after I eat the 鸡饭 later, I need to back him.
You have to keep it for 31
Yeah. So being a house dad, I feel like it's okay because like I can do Pokemon stream at home.
Right.
You find something at home lah.
Yeah, of course, I'm okay to do like let's say for example Grab. You know, I don't need a full-time job.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's not like I stay home forever. I do that. My kid okay that.
Yeah.
No lah. I'll do some stuff lah.
Okay.
But some people out there do take being a homemaker as a job. It is a job.
Yeah.
It is a
Right.
job.
It's a legitimate
It's
job.
a 24/7 job.
And it's supposedly, if you really break it down, right, it's a very high-paying job. Because it's a lot of stuff.
It's a very tiring job.
Yeah. So I respect a lot of homemakers, to be honest. I think it's one of the most hardest job in the world. 没有 off day 的，
没有 off day 的。
没有 MC 的，你 MC 都要
So
做
you
工。
calculate right if it's cheaper to outsource to childcare.
Correct.
Okay, moving on to the next question. This person is called a guy. Guys have to pay for everything when they are dating. Like, it's their duty as a boyfriend. Why sia? If a guy wants to pay, can lah. But it shouldn't be an expectation. Do you guys agree?
I agree.
That guys should pay
No.
everything.
It shouldn't be an expectation. Like, I think it's healthier to go on Dutch. Like what you say, lor. Like, if one day the person leave, or like you realize that, if the person die, I cannot even fend for myself because the person has been paying for everything. Then how?
Yeah.
But then I think it's also man ego.
It is
I
a man
cannot.
ego.
I have to pay. I feel lah. I feel
Even
like,
if she snatch to say, this one I pay lah.
oh no lah. If she stand, then I let her pay.
Actually, in my whole dating life, in my whole life, right, I've never let them pay.
Because you're rich, man.
No, it's not. Even if when I was a student, right, then 是便宜点啦. But I don't know lah. I think this one is ingrained to me when I was very young. My dad say, right, you must be a gentleman, never let a lady pay.
Yeah.
So from then I just drill in. So I
But
never.
if you 自己要 pay, I think it's fine.
I want to lah. I want to.
Yeah.
I feel that it gets ugly when the girl feel that like, 为什么我们吃完了 he still haven't take out her wallet.
Yeah.
I think cannot expect. But if the guy keep offering as a girl, I will take it lah. Yeah, but I will still have the courtesy to be like, no lah, you pay so many times already. This time I pay. But if don't even have this banter, this 做戏 right, then okay.
做戏啊
It's a bit late lah.
佢要做戲 actually sometimes I also don't feel like paying one. But I like, hey, I pay first. Then she like, we pay ah.
You don't fight back.
I don't fight
But
back.
actually, right, paying for the meal, right, I don't see it as like expectation or like it's a gentleman. I see it as like I'm showing the girl that I can take care of
Provide for
you.
you.
I can
No.
provide for you.
But I think this context is when like you go on first dates, second dates, third dates. Your relationship very long. Of course, it's different context really.
Right.
But let's say like your first time going out, first few time going out, then the girl will of course expect you to pay. You long term, the girl won't expect one.
Did John pay on the first date?
Yeah, he did. He also have this mindset one. Like he will pay for everything one. Yeah. So at the start, he always
When we go out, right, we got all sort of pattern to go
pay
get a
the
bill.
money.
I don't know, it's a man thing.
I always end up just transfer him. But
Yeah, but
he
he
know
always just transfers me.
Yeah. This mindset, the guy have to pay everything, sad to say, I still see it a lot nowadays.
Yes.
That is a good mindset, but doesn't mean it's an expected mindset.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
like,
the expectation is the one that makes it annoying.
Yeah.
My one is just like, I hate it. I super hate it. This is one of my biggest pet peeve, right? When the bill come, right, people say, hey, my one is $3.85, your one is $2. I fucking hate the whole conversation. It is so incredibly painful to watch, you know.
Right.
You know, there was once I saw a couple right, on their first date, right? They were arguing in front of me. I cannot tahan, I just pay the bill. You know. I really paid the bill for that. At that time at NOC, I still okay.
Those
It
rich
was
people
just
thing lah, rich people thing.
too painful.
And most I go and say don't fight.
No. I was behind them.
Argue how much.
Listen, guys. I was behind them. I was in a rush. I trying to call the bill, but they are arguing over like 几毛的钱. But I never drink the green tea all that. Wow.
I think to that extent is 真的有点
Yeah, that one too much
badly
lah.
Yeah.
But if you go back to the question right at the start, I think women shouldn't expect from men that much.
I mean, like you can go like, hey, the guy pay for me. That's a green flag.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I don't think it's a red flag if the person say, hey, go on Dutch.
Yeah,
I will be like, hey, sure, of course.
If the girl expects the guy to pay, is she a red flag?
Okay, but I think, first date.
First date.
I
think yes.
I say no.
I say yes.
I say no.
I say yes.
Because
honestly,
you have to be on both sides of the coins.
Right,
if you
right.
say that a guy never pay on the first date, not a red flag, then why the girl expect is a red flag?
I say yes to both.
Bitch flag.
If guy don't pay on first date, it's a red flag. Girls expect the guy to pay, it's also a red flag.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
To me, it's like that.
To me, it's like
So just don't pay lah.
No, you see,
just don't go out lah.
Just don't go
okay,
out
very
lah.
simple.
You're
If
not
the
meant for
guy
each
don't
other.
pay, that means later in life, when there are serious things, medical bills and all that, right? The girl cannot afford. The guy will make it into an argument.
Right.
And then when the girls expect everything the guy will pay, then when the guy one day no money, then what? The girl just leave. You get what I mean? So that's why to me, both is a red flag.
Yeah, you want to expect sure lah. It's nothing wrong lah, but you cannot say like, well, the guy never do that is wrong. Go TikTok, go slam the guy. Then okay lah, then cannot lah.
I think it's the reason of expectation. So let's say if the girl comes from a point of view that to her, right, her whole life, right, guys must always pay for everything because there are people who think like that.
Of course, yes.
Like they think that even if married already, he pay for wedding, he pay for car, he pay for house, he pay for
Right,
everything.
right.
Then I think that's a red flag. So
Yeah, of course.
like I think it tells a character. So then, from another point of view is, I want to see whether this man is generous enough and like a man enough to 请我吃这个小的 meal.
对。
If 他这样一个小的 meal also want to kick out and say that go on Dutch, then I'll be like, then
Yeah.
like what about next time? Like
Right,
then he
yeah.
will be very calculative. and
Correct,
everything. Yeah.
exactly.
So I think it's the reason behind the
Judge of character.
Yeah.
correct, yeah. Like why do you want the guy to pay?
Yeah.
Correct.
If you tell your friends it's
that makes sense.
because guy must pay for everything, then this is a red flag.
Yeah.
But if you say that no, I just want to see like you know,
Yeah.
if for this meal 他 willing to 请我吃吗?
It's just a character judging
Correct.
moment.
Actually, on this topic, right, I find that girls read into actions more than guys.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So like
Definitely.
for guys, right, we go like let's say go Dutch. Oh, okay lor. Because to
End of
story.
yeah, we don't you say like because
Cause I eat my one, you eat your
your
one.
one we split lah.
Correct,
Correct.
Logic. Logic.
But girls will think like, oh, 改天啦，不要
Why he never pay this time?
Wow, next time.
Is it your girl? Other girl?
改天如果进医院，他是不是不会还我的 bill？That's my
Yeah, I get it.
I would like to say we are the very bad advisors of this show.
Yeah.
We always give very bad advice. You want to follow, you want to follow, up to you.
Yeah.
But this is my very bad advice to you.
Okay.
Your first date, you don't want to go Dutch, right? I go to picnic lah. Then you don't need to spend money ma. You
Potluck.
no, you cook with the girl. You prepare
It's a
sandwiches.
whole experience.
Then you only pay money. They can't go that. No need,
Actually, grocery quite expensive.
Yeah. I heard nowadays girls like to go grocery shopping with their boyfriend. Those kind.
My first date was a grocery shopping.
I wasn't talking about you lah.
My first date with Sherilyn is grocery shopping. I just want to tell you.
But it's quite interesting. I hear nowadays people like do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then you don't need to pay a lot of money. You don't need to go lunch. So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting.
Okay. For the third story, this one I think Nigel and me got a lot to say.
Wow. What is this?
Because the name of the person is called female driver.
Okay.
Why? What about female driver?
Hear the story out first, okay? So the story is, the idea that is women are bad drivers. I've seen video or heard in real life that the male driver spots a reckless and dangerous driver on the road and they say, confirm is female driver. What the? It just makes women look bad and ignore all the women drivers who are actually good. On top of that, hearing that stereotype all the time can make female drivers start doubting themselves, even if they drive well. They will second guess their own skill because females are just bad drivers. That's why most female drivers have driving anxiety.
Wow.
I get the whenever I encounter or John encounter a slower or a more hazardous driver, we will say confirm female. I also say that. Same male. But I don't agree that all female drivers are bad drivers. And I don't get intimidated by that. Even though I say it, I love driving. I feel like I'm a good driver. I feel like sometimes I drive better than a man.
Okay. No evidence to back that up.
But I give you a solid evidence to back it up. Okay. This one happened when I bought my Tesla car. Okay? She knows.
This man very sway.
She knows about this. She knows about it. Okay. So at that time, I'm buying a house ma.
Yeah.
So I cannot take on so many loans. If not, it will affect my house buying. So I bought the car under Shirley's name.
Yes.
Right? Then, because Shirley is a young driver and she just passed, the insurance is very high.
Correct.
That is okay.
Normal.
I expected it.
It's normal.
But because she's a female driver, she need to pay a female driver premium, you know.
There's such a thing.
Really, for that particular insurance, she really got.
That means in the statistics, it is proven that female drivers
female
do
claims.
get into more accidents.
Because insurance, they work by statistics,
correct,
it's a statistic game for them.
Okay.
So because of that, right, the insurance went up like freaking high. Not even 我们讲的 insurance 都讲了。
So it's not a stereotype. It's statistics.
It is actually legit a statistic.
Okay, but my experience is not because my girlfriend drives very badly.
Yeah.
It's her perception of depth is damn bad. I don't know lah. For me, my girlfriend, her SA a bit
Yeah.
off. Like the radar.
Her spatial awareness.
Yeah, because that day I was driving, the car come out from the gantry. So I was on the main road. I'm very far, but she said stop already. So it's this kind of situations that, like, you know, made me doubt.
No, she's not preemptive. She's just
Defensive,
more careful.
I guess defensive.
More careful.
driver.
Then let me give you an incident. Recently I went to Beijing with my girlfriend. And then crossing the road, crossing the road. Car come this way, you must look where? But she look here. Then when cross already, she look here. Then car come this way, look where? Then she look here. Then cross like that, no. I'm very worried.
Spatial awareness.
Spatial awareness. See, anything 1 meter ahead, cannot see.
I feel very attacked.
No. There is a reasoning to that because I actually ever Google whether female really do have lower spatial awareness. Wait, don't get offended first. Because my girlfriend is super no spatial awareness.
Yeah, why?
I realize it's because of their long hair.
No.
You know why? Okay, you drive, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever, we go into a very tight car park, right? Then we off the music to hear better.
I guess. I don't know why. Like, if I cannot see, I lower
you know,
I don't know.
This is because, spatial awareness, uses all our senses. We are here and everything more sensitive. But because you all long hair, you all cannot really feel what's behind and on the side. This is something very subtle throughout.
Rubbish.
No, really. I read a study like that. So
Probably a man, right? One.
yes. No, yes. So that's because you all got long hair, right? Your spatial awareness is just slightly lower, not say significant.
That's a man with long hair.
Yeah, I don't know but because most of the guys have short hair for all their life we are more tend to have more short hair
For guys in Singapore, for at least 1 year you botak. Then you train the spatial.
Okay, I got another stereotype.
Okay.
That's a bit related to this.
Okay. You're gonna get cancer for this?
No. I think a lot of people out there can relate. So the first question is, usually when you go for holidays, who plans, the female or the male?
Female.
Female, really?
Female.
Okay, for female.
Guy pay.
For me is.
Hey, no.
For me is like that. I pay.
Same.
But usually for me is I plan lah. Okay, but when we go overseas, right, is it the female girlfriend like here just switch off. Everything just switch off and enjoy the holiday. But for guys, it's like, okay, next we are going to location A. We take train B, bus 1, 2, 3. We check out at 12 p.m. Then we must reach the train by this. Then everything is in the guy's brain. But for girls, it's I'm on holiday.
No, I disagree also.
I travel with them. The girls are the one that take charge. The guys are
everything.
the guys one.
You all are the switch off one.
We were like, so where are you going next?
Okay.
My recent trip Beijing also switch off. Then switch off until kena scolded.
So you all are the switch off one.
I switch off.
But
I'm not the switch off.
But I have to say, I feel like this is also another stereotype.
Okay.
But so many stereotypes.
We done here, we gonna get cancelled.
Never mind, fuck it lah. Just cancel me lah. Guys always easier to get cancelled.
It's true.
Girls are generally more bad at directions.
No.
This is my stereotype.
Okay, I disagree.
Disagree.
I'm as blind as a bat. I very bad.
That is Ryan's problem.
You are
Like there's guys, there's girls, there's Ryan.
And John also 路痴 one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he cannot go home without GPS one.
Always
Even
call
from
on
office.
I also.
He was always on GPS.
Maybe that one is like a CEO, bro.
No,
Always Holland one.
always Holland.
But from my experience, even in Beijing, right, I wasn't the one that planned. But I still had to navigate. I take Google Map.
You say this direction.
This direction, I know like my destination is there.
there already.
But girls is like must like detector like that. For guys, it's just like 那个 building 在那边，我看那个 map， 我懂那边 ，okay, I off, I can go already.
Yeah, can go already. For me, it's like that.
Yeah, but usually I see they like that to.
Yeah, they have to go by the
like,
line one.
Why you walking this way? Think there. They say must walk this road first.
But you can just
cut like that. That's my stereotype. That's my stereotype.
Okay, I feel like I don't speak for all women, but I feel that when you're in a relationship, right? Sometimes we switch off not because we just switch off, but I want the guy to do some work also. It's a joint holiday. Like I plan for everything. Yeah, I plan for everything. When I'm there, right, you using your phone, but I'm the one that search the bus lah, search this, and then I just look at you, then you're like, go. It's like like 你要不要去的? Like, do you come this holiday? Is it for me or is it for us? I plan for us, but you just do nothing.
I heard this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So sometimes, right, I buat bodoh. Sometimes I be like,
演戏.
Okay.
I remember the time when we planned to go Bali together, right? Me and Shelly went to their house. So we asked them, use the laptop and plan, right? Then cast on the TV. So me and John on the sofa, then they both sitting at the laptop lah. I think it was planned for 3-4 hours, right? But I just chatting with John all the
They never thought anything about
They do
the trip.
everything. Then they say, done already. Then let's go. We didn't do shit.
So when we were there, when it comes to booking the cab lah or whatever, usually it's the guy book. So I will just sit down and do nothing. But if you need direction, if you need to know where to go next, what's the timeline, I can tell you. 要分工合作嘛。
对。
But I feel that when the statistics says that women incur more accident, right, it's also because we feel like we have something to prove. Like every time you feel like when you honk somebody, right, 你会讲confirm female driver. And then if I'm the female driver in front, behind people high beam me, I'll be like, hey, what? Be that girl more agitated and be like, hey, I'm a female driver, he must be judging me. Then maybe something happened.
Right.
Yeah. But for me, I always feel like, no, I need to prove people wrong. Most of the time, I drive one. John don't drive. Yeah. And I think he thinks that my driving also better, but he's parking better. I come to parking, maybe I need more time.
As we close the question, here's a few other advices.
Right.
4 of us, 3 drivers, 1 non-driver. But here from the non-driver.
Okay.
Number one.
Yes.
If you know you want to drive slow, it's okay.
Yes.
Don't go to the right.
Don't go right lane lah. Some people busy ma. Like if I late for work, I want to faster reach work. If not, Ryan scold me. Then you take the
But
right
you
lane.
still late every day, bro.
Because a lot of people take right lane. Wow, really cannot. I'm so sorry, but this kind of driver, you always make me late for work.
Didn't know you have a license.
I usually walk on the right lane. Second, I think it's not very important. This one is don't stress other people. Don't stress other people.
Yeah, actually yes.
This one is I think it's it causes a lot of accidents.
Yes.
Then you stress then I not just driving. When someone is in stress, right, they tend not to perform.
Correct.
Yeah.
Especially this kind of driving, you ask them don't perform, then they so don't stress them, don't horn, be patient. Don't like high beam.
Guys, you all must understand horn is to warn people of danger, not to go express your irritation. It's not like that.
Correct.
Okay, so we all agree lah. Is it? We all come to agree. Female drivers.
I'm more irritated with uncle drivers.
Yes.
Old drivers.
I think we should change the stereotype so that we give them a bit more chance.
Give them
We must be gentlemen, right?
Correct.
Correct. We just give them chance.
I also I guilty of this lah. Like I got scold Sherilyn. Like
Yeah, you always stress Sherilyn until she don't dare to drive.
She really don't have. Wait. Because out of 4 times she drive, right? 2 times got into accident. So the 50% hit rate.
But because she's stressed.
But because she's stressed.
So don't stress.
The next one, wow, this one I think is Nigel's proudest moment.
Wow, a lot of Nigel thing today.
This person is a fan of Nigel.
Wow.
His name is a fan of Nigel.
In your fan club eh.
From day one, people that send the question always Ben and Ryan. Nigel always forgotten. But this time, we are not forgotten already. Now Nigel spotlight. So Nigel should read.
So from my fan. Men cannot cry and women are too emotional. Like if a guy cry, people will say he's weak, not man enough. But if a woman show emotion, people will say she's too sensitive or overreacting. Or just simply, she crying cause she girl what. The truth is, everyone got emotions, whether male or female. Labeling women as too emotional just dismisses our feelings instead of understanding them. In the end, this kind of thinking can only make it harder for both men and women to express themselves freely. Everyone can cry, everyone should cry.
Yes.
Wow. I agree that everyone has their own freedom to express their emotions.
Right.
However, I think sometimes there's this clear distinction that guys are less emotional or I would say less sensitive. This is my stereotype again.
Okay.
My stereotype is that when girls PMS, they can blame on the PMS.
Tread lightly.
Which I agree. I understand. Tread lightly.
How can you understand when you don't bleed every month?
No, I don't bleed every month, but I understand emotional, like your mood swings.
Our hormones.
Yeah,
our
yes,
hormones
I understand
affect
mood
us.
swing.
Yeah.
When guy got mood swing cannot. So what I don't like is for example, my girlfriend got PMS. Then she like, she told me. Then I say, hey, why are you like that? So you emotional. Then she say, I PMS. Okay. I have to let it go. I have to let it go.
Is that be all and all answer?
Then when I, let's say, had a very hard day at work, Ryan told me.
I never tell you.
For example.
Okay.
Then then I go home, then I a bit mood swing. Then I never answer properly to the girl. Then the girl like, why you like that? Then I say, sorry, I just had a bad day at work. Then why you must put it on me?
Why you must you
But then when she PMS, she can take out on me.
Right.
But in that world of mood swings, I don't see the difference between a PMS mood swing and a bad day at work. It's still it affects my mood, ma.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Okay, now that you put it this way, I also experience it.
So why my mood swing don't matter? I'm very sad.
But I can see all them typing already.
Yeah. After this,
A lot of people typing.
After this, this segment might not even make it to
but it's true. I also experience because the way I express my if I have a bad day at work, I just very quiet. I just don't want to talk. Guys are like that. They just don't want to talk.
Okay.
Then my girlfriend will, why are you so cold to me? What did I do wrong? I just don't, baby. I just had a hard day at work.
I just want to,
I just want to decompress. I always say I just want to decompress.
Then you know what's the next time? Also, you with me, then you never decompress lah. Then we lose. I wish I can just go actually I PMS. Then she's like,
you know what? The next time I'm going to say, I PMS. I want to see what she say. Are you guilty of this?
Okay.
Towards John?
First of all, I want to PSA to all women. I think we need to stop using this PMS as an excuse.
Correct.
No, but it's also because I think it's a bit overused and men don't understand why we are going through this.
Yeah.
And then when we keep saying it, they will just take it as hi, you also PMS, PMS,
Yes.
you know? But they don't understand internally what we are going through.
Correct.
So I can tell the differentiation between when you say you have a bad day versus I PMS. We don't invalidate that you have a bad day.
Right.
But you must know that what PMS really means is that internally, my stomach is aching all the time. There's blood coming out of my vagina, and I have to make sure that my pad don't overflow and this and that.
Right.
And I'm having headaches sometimes. My breast is sore, and then I'm just very irritable.
Just very uncomfortable.
I'm very uncomfortable, so my body is uncomfortable. As compared to you, that your mental is just slightly uncomfortable, right? And then you take it out on me. For me, it's like my whole body is breaking down once a month.
So it's like for girls' point of view, it's like, what, my one more severe.
Yeah. At that point of time, seems more severe lah. But again, I say I don't invalidate that you have a bad day because I've seen Ryan have many bad days, and his bad day is really very 可怜. So please don't cancel him.
Don't cancel him. If you cancel him, I also don't join. Right. Hey, say something.
Yes.
But I feel that guys can still be vulnerable, and I encourage John to be vulnerable as well. And I've seen him cry, and the moment I see him cry, I realize that okay, something big is going on. Like they 憋在心里憋这么久了. And guys usually have higher tolerance of emotional breakdowns. Like when maybe today you have a bad day, you wouldn't cry to Sherilyn, or like if you angry a bit, right, you don't really lash out on your girlfriends but you just 憋 lor. Or like when she tell you she PMS, right, but you also take it. It's like, okay, fuck, hey, she PMS. Now I need to buy chocolate. Now I need to do this. You pay. Until one day you like, she pushed the trigger point and you explode. Then I think the girl was scared. But I think this PMS thing, very early in my relationship, John kind of set the tone and tell me that I don't take this PMS bullshit. He said, I don't believe in PMS. Okay, but not word for word. Don't go and quote me.
Later he cannot cancel.
He just feel that as women, we supposed to self-regulate things. Yeah, sure, you feel very uncomfortable. Say out. Say you feel uncomfortable. Like, give me some time. I don't want to talk about this now. I'm very irritable. So now how I handle my PMS with him is that whenever I know it's coming, and just the slightest thing he say, I very picture, right? I will just say, my message is coming.
Yeah, actually that works.
Then we have a break. Then he will take it. At least I don't lash out on him. So I think it's how we handle it. We cannot just keep saying PMS. I think guys stereotype us too much.
Actually, I agree with your method. Like you like, I can feel my message is coming. I'm more irritable these days. Then then I understand. Because it's not like I suddenly it's just normal day, then you punch me one time. Like, I cannot start, no. But at least you say like, I'm gonna punch you, then also pain. At least you kick first. At least like, you're gonna punch your cake first. Okay, I understand.
Warning sign. But there will still be days where I want to be sayang.
Of course.
But then those days you will be more understanding. Because I don't do it all the time. Actually, you also want to sayang me.
That one I also understand. Like it's like for guys, right? It's like when you're sick. You sick, you also want to be taken care of, Like your girlfriend bring you porridge, get a kind blanket for you. Then the feeling very strong. So of course for girls, they like you just think that they sick every month. Every 1 month they will sick one time lah. Then very 辛苦 ma. Then of course pampering them is to me is a given lah.
But on the topic of like all this, right, I also feel like girls, right, or females have more emotional support with people around them as opposed to guys.
But that one is different. This one I feel like because
the community of friends is it that you have,
like what Pat say, right? Guys are 比较憋 like 憋掉 我们憋进去嘛。So I don't really share my problem with Nigel. Nigel don't share with me. Then of course
I just think like because right of the reaction guys get right when we share our problems.
People tell you to suck it up.
Then make us fuck it lah. Then we just don't share lor. You all know when I had a bad day, right? I also like I don't know how to share. I don't know who to share. I don't know who to call, who to pour out my heart. It's normally like that. It feels more lonely for a man. I feel like that. I don't know you all agree or not.
I think it's like how men process emotions. For women it's different, then for men it's very different. For men it's usually like the person say whether guy can cry or not. Maybe the guys do really cry, but they just don't show it.
I
just
cry.
probably go home and cry.
I cry at home alone.
But the way men turn over.
No, it's really. There was one time I cried because I thought no one was at home, right? So my helper brought my dogs go out for a walk. Usually she go out there, 1 hour gone on. She go out, right? Then I broke into tears. Then she come back because she forgot to take something. So what happened? Then she cried. What the fuck? I don't know what to do.
But I feel like for guys, the turnover rate for the emotions very fast one. That's for me.
We process very fast.
We process very fast. Like we having a bad day, we cry, or for Ryan he cry, or like whatever. We go for a run, we go gym, we feel some pain we feel something. The next day, right, okay, come. Business as usual. But maybe for girls different. You all need a little bit more. A longer time to process it, to like ask your friends, talk to people. But for guys, I feel it's like, okay, just suck it up. It's either we suck it up, which is bad, or like we just go and do something we like, or we play some games, then after that, we just forget about it.
But it's true I also guilty of that. Like even let's say last time when Ben come to me with his problem, right? I also say, too bad you are a man, no, suck it up.
What kind of is this?
No, his situation. I'm not gonna say much, but I also guilty of that because I feel like I'm not mocking him.
Until today affected.
I'm not mocking him. I say, you know, people see I'm not like that. I just say, too bad. us men, we just have to take it. My relationship with my dad is not super close, right? During my whole saga, lawsuit, all that, right? He also say, you are man. You have to take it in. You know how sad it is to come in. I have to take it just because it's like that.
Yeah.
But do you believe that we should change this stereotype?
I want to, but I know it's not going to change.
No, but do you believe that we should start changing? Because let's say we do how to say, we do get more emotion, we show more emotion. Then like we get, in a way, like more emotion, then we cry and stuff like that. Do you think like it will like look bad?
Unfortunately, people will think you're weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the norm now. I think like, that's not the norm, but that's how it is. Like men are supposed to be built stronger.
Yeah.
Women can be emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why my divorce video, I cry, ma. I cry. People got say.
What they say?
Say I sim.
Sim?
Say sim for my wife. Then because my ex-wife never cry, right? Then he say she heartless. Then it's like, why you all talk until like that?
Right.
It's so surface level. Obviously, whatever led to the divorce is a lot of story and 10 years of problems and shit. Then you all just rub it off over he cry, she never cry, he sim, she don't care. Yeah, then it's like
Judgmental.
Yeah, it feels like that, lor. Yeah.
But will it look like, let's say you date this guy, then he watch Na Scene and then he cry. Will you feel like,
No, I like this kind of guy. I feel that
guy?
there's emotion, like you're empathetic. And sometimes when John, I cry until very jia, and John will be like, hey, why you never cry? I'm like, hey, why?
Yeah. Have you ever cried?
God, in the movie I was watching, I think Up, you know Up?
At
the end when they play back, like you know the Ama and I cried, but I hide from my girlfriend. Back then I was just like that. She was here.
Have you ever?
Watch movie and cry? Yeah, sure have one.
But your girlfriend know?
Huh?
Your girlfriend know?
I can't remember, but I will try to.
You're hiding,
it,
You're hiding,
But why you all
hide it,
don't feel comfortable openly crying in front of your partner?
Because it makes us look like the pussy.
I think if I think back, right, I think Shadi never actually see me cry. Maybe hear me cry. I go toilet and cry. I won't
like, can you just imagine we all go watch a movie, like all guys
Yeah.
and then suddenly you halfway you hear
Really chill us. You go watch for me. Oh, I mean like watching Avengers.
like when Iron Man snap his fingers, like you suddenly. What the?
Then don't you think that because you are holding this up, you are prolonging the image of guys cannot be vulnerable?
Exactly.
That's what Nigel wants to change.
Yeah,
Nigel wants to change the world, guys.
No, I think John is very comfortable crying for me. Like for example, we go on a flight, right? Then I watch movie, right? Halfway through, I see like things like he cried, right? I look at him. But the thing is, the reaction to how the guy cry is very important. If the girl starts laughing, then the guy will never cry. Yeah. But for me, it's like, I'm like, then he'll be like, can you watch this show? I said, sure. Then we cry together.
But do you think if we four go watch a movie, John will cry in front of me?
I think he might,
Really?
If it's really touching, I
know,
don't think he will hold.
Wow, I will sure laugh at him.
This is the reaction.
If like we go watch movie, right, I confirm now.
I take picture, bro.
Bro, I don't get busy, bro. Wow, right, cry.
This is why guys can never be
That's
vulnerable. Because there are other assholes that will laugh at him. So you want to change, how to change?
So the advice is don't laugh at your friend that's crying. But you want to take a photo, laugh at it later. Like you comfort him first.
What kind of advice? I think
I think guys are just like mischievous. I was vulnerable once.
Yes.
Remember I fall down during get fat? Wow, very pain, very pain. This guy first thing he never asked if I okay. Take out his phone. Oh, do socials.
Hey, advantage for you all that. Like, I was like, hey shit, it's like 不对劲. Like bleeding a lot.
He realized serious already. Then he like, okay, don't put my phone away.
No, because you were laughing at first.
I never laughed.
No, you're like still jovial. So
it's
I thought it wasn't serious.
Cannot cry. Hey, Ryan really enjoyed this episode a lot. He crying.
So moral of the story is mental health is very important.
Yes.
We need to, everybody have their own mental health. We need to protect it. If a guy cry, don't laugh lah. Ask them what happened. But I also cannot stand those 动不动就 cry. Last time my brother, right, when we were very young, everything also cry. Then I get until very irritated. Yeah, then I will say that, okay, then that's where the stereotype come. Hey, like men cannot always cry. But you must cry for the right reason lah.
Don't weaponize it.
Don't weaponize it.
Actually, I think going back into like guy cry or not, they are like born. They are not born to not cry, but they are built not to cry.
Yeah.
Because like you think when babies are born, guys, they also cry,
cry, yeah.
Then I have a friend's brother. Also, I like seeing him cry on. I was for him. Because like, for example, like let's say the chocolate out of stock, then he will cry.
That bad?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Very young lah, like primary school.
Okay lah.
Then like or like the game lose then cry, you know.
Yeah.
So guys actually they are born to cry one, not
They are
they
just
do, but
taught not to cry.
yeah, like
Which is very
then I
bad.
laugh at him. They laugh at him. He cannot laugh. Then I grow up. Then he stop really.
Okay, let me give a real advice. I think if you got a male friend, right, sometimes check in on them. I think this is something that guys don't have. Nobody check in on us. Honestly, really, nobody check in on us.
你再这样讲了，OK 了，tomorrow I text you 了。
Yeah, but I just saying that guys normally nobody check in on us.
Right.
Yeah, but when like I see like when girls have a problem or put a bit of emo message at IGS, right, bam. All the WhatsApp all come in. Hey, are you okay? Do you want to grab coffee? But guys don't. Guys just quiet.
Are you okay?
So sad.
Okay, that's the touch my hand.
You say you want to change the world, right? Start with that, lor. Check in on your male
Okay,
friends.
so
lor.
next time any of y'all cry,
Yeah, check in on your male
validate
friends.
your feelings.
He will text you.
I will text you all, validate, then take photo, okay? That's the last step. Next story by Who Made the Rules, Lamau, 23 years old. I have this funny, smart and talented friend, but
Well, sounds like me.
she isn't the best looking.
Oh shit.
Correct. Sounds like you.
I think this one.
Sounds like you.
So whenever someone talks about her, it's always, she's so pretty for someone who's ... You know, always some qualifier attached to it. People are just focused on her looks. It's like people don't even care about what she brings to the table unless she fits into the beauty standards. It's so frustrating because women are always expected to look a certain way to be accepted or valued. Why can't we just be recognized for who we are, not just how we look? It feels like women are constantly being judged on appearance first, no matter how much we achieve. Why do we have to be beautiful? Who made the rules?
Wow. Actually, I half disagree.
What? That's interesting.
Same.
But tread lightly. Tread very lightly,
I think I know why you disagree. The first point of contact with any girl for guys is the eyes.
Yes, the face.
The face.
You have to judge by appearance first,
Yeah,
ma.
th-
If you
it's the
see,
first thing you see.
like
When you read book, you look at what? The cover.
yeah, correct. Even though you shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Yes,
but
but
that is the thing that you see first.
the
And like
cover.
for example, you go out there, you see a guy. You don't have to be a guy with holes in his shirt and very popo lala the You won't go like that guy is a very rich person.
Yes.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It's because the cover looks like that. Of course,
Right,
you will
right,
judge
right.
like that lah. But that doesn't mean it's like you have to say things like
Okay.
这样子哦。
But I think what she's saying is there such thing as pretty privileges
Yes.
between girls and
Yes.
guys?
Yeah.
Have I seen it so many times? They always got pretty privilege one. Whether famous or not doesn't matter. They pretty can already.
I think I've been on the brunt of pretty privilege. Because like last time I went to SQ, right? All
Right.
very pretty ma.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
you will realize that the guys tend to talk to those who not wearing ring, who are single, and then just a bit more voluptuous. But for me, I don't care because I'm attached, right?
Right.
But you can see it very clearly one. Then when they are talking, right, and now who do the work? I have to go and do the work because they're talking ma. Then it's like, oh,
thank-
okay. Yeah, but as a girl, I acknowledge that there's pretty privilege. But I think there's also handsome privilege. Right?
There is also lah.
It's-
There
I
is
think
also
it's
lah.
fair leh. I
But
think-
this is something we won't experience lah. Like, you will. Sorry for.
I experience sometimes. Sometimes.
But it's kind of true lah because we are confirmed guilty of it for guys.
I think we are all
Of
guilty.
having privilege.
No.
Of what?
Like we judge by looks. We
Just
judge by looks.
like example, 美女 fall down. 你会帮忙
No, but 丑女 for that, you also for that will help ah.
Okay.
You see, if you're ugly, you fall down, nobody can
I
help
will
you.
still help, but
I give you an example.
No, but maybe the not
No,
so
you know what happened?
the not so good.
Wait. I give you a sneak peek.
Jialat.
Vietnam, actually, Nigel got help. He helped a very old lady.
I saw.
Yeah,
the video.
he don't judge by looks one.
Yeah.
Because he touched her butt.
No, I never touch her butt. No, okay, so we eating at the cafe. Then this old woman suddenly just grabbed me.
She like that.
Yeah. Then
Like you're doing like heroes or something.
I was working, then she just grabbed me. Then
Grab like that.
she was looking for stability. Then there was a ledge lah, so she might fall off the ledge. So I hold her back. But then cause she bent down, cause she's old, then the it slide down. Yeah. Then this guy go and tell people.
You gotta slide off.
No, but what I want to say is that let's say the not so good looking one fall down.
Yeah.
I will help, but After that, I was just like, you okay? Can. Me, 你 fall down. Hey, you okay? Need water? Toilet.
You will go to the end of it.
Okay, that
I fall out, he never asked me, I need to toilet.
Okay, but let's say your neighbor imagine this okay, got one new neighbor move in,
Right.
then keep drilling, hammering at night, then you're angry, you go knock the door open, fucking chobu. What will you say?
Common talk nicely one.
Nah, correct?
Yeah, I won't. I won't.
Really?
I treat everybody same one. I treat everybody the same.
Really?
Really, I think a lot of people can vouch.
No, I
don't believe.
Yeah, I think for me,
I don't
I
believe.
don't like.
I don't believe.
Okay.
If it's like fucking pretty girl, you open a door.
Common talk nicely one.
Yeah.
But she annoy me. I don't like when people annoy me.
Yeah, but let's say
it's
when she
it's
opened the door,
a guy's
everything
thing,
stopped
guys.
already. Everything stopped already. Then she said, yeah.
呀男啊呀，肯定啦，正吵。
You will say I better see that. Yeah, I don't believe. I don't believe. I won't believe. Yeah. If he's a very ugly guy, why so noisy?
I won't even talk. He open.
But you get what I mean,
it's like that
right?
lah.
I think there's a saying 世界上没有丑的女人，只有懒的女人。I heard that.
But isn't that an expectation that you cast on us to expect us to fill the void of like a pretty woman?
Right,
Like let's
right.
say 我真的我不要浪费钱 on like makeup.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really have no money to dress up. Are you
Yeah.
saying that I will forever be at the bottom of the food chain?
I think that there's a fine line. I don't think I will judge the person like ugly or pretty, but clean or not, hygienic or not.
Oh.
You get what I mean?
That's
There's
why-
a line one.
That's what I meant by like keeping up appearance, like judging by appearance.
Yeah.
It's not about like are you natural beauty. It's more like do you have the effort to like at least look decent.
Yeah, I agree with Ben because it's more of a judge of character.
Yeah.
Like how you see yourself before you let other people see you.
It's like you may not be the prettiest girl, but if you like, oh, you had care, you go out, right?
You're confident.
Your hair is frizzy.
Yeah.
Then like you like got some snot here and there. Then your
the eye got one side out
yeah,
there.
then like your shirt also
Okay lah,
mismatched.
they never help themselves.
Yeah,
then
you
of
get
course
me?
lah,
It
then-
speaks a lot about yourself. You don't even love yourself how you love people, how you should take care of people.
Okay, but let's say if a pretty girl versus a girl that is okay,
Okay,
like normal, but I still feel that there's pretty privilege lah.
Definitely.
Unfortunately.
Never gonna change. I honestly feel like
Works
this thing
both
will
ways.
never
That's why you
change.
see all the pretty girls go and do sales.
Yeah.
They go cabin crew.
Correct.
They go and all the out 外向的
Correct.
job, yeah.
I also agree.
That one I think bo pian lah. I think cannot change one.
Yeah.
Cannot change.
Do you think if you are single versus you are attached makes a difference?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
So if you're attached, you actually don't care lah. You 一视同仁 lah. You feel
Yes.
that everybody look the same. Even if extra pretty, you also don't care, right?
I will still care. I still
Yeah, very
it's just a very it's an auto thing. It's an auto thing.
Check lightly.
No, I'm just saying it's a very auto thing.
Can. Next topic.
Yeah.
Next, I think I don't want to talk about it.
I'm very uncomfortable.
I thought you also suffer from handsome privilege.
Yeah, have lah. That's why I'm very uncomfortable. Because I get all the privileges.
Bye.
And this is by Jackson.
Ooh.
Jackson.
This one very interesting. Also very controversial.
Much tread like
Tread lightly. First statement says, only Singaporean man is required to serve NS and women don't need. I can never wrap my head around that. And they want us to support gender equality. Gender equality, my ass! How does that fit into the whole gender equality thing? Men are expected to give up 2 years of their life for NS and it's treated like dogs. But women get a free pass.
How about women must give birth also?
Yeah.
Okay lah, but that is something like guys automatically really cannot do. We physically cannot do. But girls want to go army, actually can.
It's can. You can sign up for it.
Yeah.
But I think the 重点 is you must think, why are you all serving? It's in the preparation of a war, right?
Yes.
So let's say one day if we go to a war, and then all the women protecting you, you feel safe or not?
Tread lightly.
Yeah, sure. We can answer.
You feel to answer this question.
Uncomfortable.
I want to see my lawyer.
But we all know that our bodies are made different.
Yeah.
You are definitely stronger than us.
This is-
Even if I train every day, right, your strength really could be just more than me.
I think this one is boiled down to genetics already, ma.
Yeah lah.
Can you change or not? Cannot change one, ma.
Already
It's like if I shot lah.
Right.
If I fat can change.
No, I think for this,
I don't even say anything. I just look at you.
I think for this guy, right, he feels more like why like they are pushing for gender equality when there's this case where guy need to serve, they don't need to serve. Then where's the equality in that? I think that's the part where he disagree with the most.
For me, Jackson is a red flag. he's the type of people, right, will ask for Dutch. Confirm. 100% like everything 要计较 until like that. To me lah, this guy very flag
But let's say one day, let's say government really flip the page, say okay, now all 18 years old to 21-year-old female must serve NS. Will y'all just straightly go and serve? Or will y'all protest?
We'll complain lah.
Sure,
like we'll complain a bit, but the thing is, we also know that the regime will not be as strong as guys. So it's like you are telling us that we need to self-defense. Okay, then I can get with that. Okay, sure, we bo pian, we have to go and serve.
Right.
Yeah, but I still think that in the essence of you are building up for, let's say, a war, not that we don't know one. I think in the next 5-10 years, you all might go to war. Got chance, really got chance. Yeah, it's more like the social duty lah.
Social duty lah.
Yeah.
So I think for guys is take it as a patriotic thing lah. Don't take it so hard as to why girl don't need, why guy need. This one is you serve your country.
No, but I can see that he is thinking that he's getting a setback. Like because as you all go army, right, I go and work then I got 2 years experience more than you.
Right.
But you must know that guys will always earn more than girls. Unfortunately, it's like that one. You all know, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So guys are usually paid more than girls.
Yes.
So then why this one you never complain?
做到你了。
And then every month we have menses. Then if I go army menses, then everybody.
Oh yeah,
Like all different timings.
Yeah. But actually got a period of time I wanted to go, Like go and try out.
Really?
You know there's this boot
SA
camp.
visa.
There's the boot
Yeah,
camp.
yeah.
So I wanted to go. Then all my colleagues laugh at me. They say like, you sure or not? You can hold a gun, man. You can like, they also stereotype me, They think I cannot. Yeah, they think I
Want to go
cannot.
already, kena reject.
But then I also see that I think girls we also care about skin. You care about a lot of things. Then you need to camo.
No, the army take care of your skin.
Are you sure?
The camo.
But I can understand why he is a bit. He feel injustice for this.
Actually, this part I will never feel injustice. I again, this is a stereotype. I feel like as a man we should take care of our family lah, our loved ones lah. So I think this is a duty that we have to go through lah.
I think for me, actually I'm quite advocate for gender equality.
Okay.
But not for everything. Equality in terms of let's say day-to-day life or whatnot. This one is genetics. 没变 how to equal? 他没有 cucumber， 我有 cucumber 哇，这个叫 equal 不可以哇 because this is 没变 one. Then in terms of army 没变 one, we are built stronger. This is born one, cannot 造 one. Really ma?
So where does the line end? When do you think equality?
So, equality is things like, for example, mood swings. Like if I in a bad mood, I'm not supposed to talk back to my girlfriend. Then my girlfriend can talk back to me. That kind of thing.
Right.
Then or like let's say Valentine's may not be a guy to girl thing. It could be a girl to guy thing.
Yeah, like
That kind of
proposal.
thing. Proposal don't have to be a guy propose to girl. Girl can propose to guy. That kind of equality and equality in terms of say like in a job equal opportunities, those kind of thing. So I think of that as quite important lah to me lah.
Also in John's word, right, he always tell me like as much as the world is striving towards gender equality, there will never be gender equality.
I agree.
Unfortunately,
I agree.
There will just be certain things that guy has to take a higher position or like just need to take up more responsibility.
I agree.
And there will be times where the girls need to take up more responsibility.
Right.
What I don't like is when people advocate gender equality, but then they want everything to be equal, and then they expect some sort of privilege.
Yes.
That's what annoys me.
That's what annoys me. So
That's what
if I
annoys
think
me.
equality, right, I make sure like, if I can do this, you can do this as well.
Yes.
That's what I feel equality should be about. It isn't like the good things I need to be equal with you.
Yeah.
All the bad things guy take.
Yeah. They're not equal
That's not
already.
equal. And I feel like I hear this a lot. And I don't like. They always talk about equality, then after they say like, actually guys should do this one. Or like, as a girl, I'm supposed to get this. I'm a girl, I shouldn't be doing
The
this.
entitlement.
Yeah, they
The
want
entitlement is the one that is annoying.
they want the privileges of a girl,
right,
but
right.
they also want to be equal to a guy. Then
They don't want any disadvantage.
Yeah, they basically just don't want this advantage. I also want that like that.
So my conclusion is don't date Jackson.
Correct.
He will touch with you every meal.
I guess he can change name to jackass. Okay, actually I'm not very angry lah, but it was a good.
I'm not angry also.
Yeah, it's not
So
angry.
people like that will exist one. Okay, so that's all we have today. But what is our takeaway today?
For me, very simple.
Yeah.
For me, very simple. I think all these stereotypes stems from people with older mindset. And now, I think that times are changing. Tattoos are more acceptable.
Yes.
Guys staying home is also more acceptable. Guys cooking, more acceptable. This kind of thing. So I find that the stereotype is getting better and better. And with time, I believe it will change lah. I wouldn't say it will completely go away.
Yes.
But I think like at this age in time, it's very good already.
I think the fact that we are debating about whether men should pay for everything or suggest to pay is a step forward already. Because last time, it's not what. Last time is definitely a hard
non-negotiable.
no.
No discussion.
Yeah, no discussion. But now that we are slowly moving towards all these topics and men are opening up about how they feel, whether they can be vulnerable, I think it's a good step forward.
For me, I just the only takeaway that I have this whole episode is check in on your male friends.
Wow.
I really think that is really quite important.
For me, it's like what Pat and Ben said. It's like men are starting to get more vulnerable, and like of course what Ryan said, we have to be there to support them. Not only show girls emotional support, but guys as well.
It's not just guys getting more emotional. Girls are also stepping up. Girls are taking on bigger roles.
Yes.
Roles that used to belong to men.
men,
This kind of thing. So the world is changing. The world is changing.
Okay.
Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness.
And of course, last but not least, we'd like to wish you a happy International Women's Day.
Completely forget about that. And we want to thank Pat for joining us for this episode. Okay, and as always, remember to follow all our socials. Follow Pat on our socials. Click here for more. Click on what? And cut to the bloopers.
Do you think I'm a
Yes.
The lady was serving me
Correct,
scrambled eggs, I still remember. And she went, what sauce for you?
The more you speak, the more I see.